So guys, I was thinking the other day, right? Well, this has been a thought on my mind. It's kind of been plaguing me for a long time. And that is SMMA actually a numbers game at this point? And I want to break this down in today's video. So before I do so, all I ask for in return, guys, drop a like, comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell, and let's jump straight into this, guys. So again, is SMMA actually a numbers game at this point? I would say, if I'm being honest with you guys, just a dark truth about SMMA. Well, this is not really a dark truth about SMMA. I genuinely think now that SMMA is becoming more and more of a numbers game. Here's why. Everybody's got a guarantee. So let me just break this down. So everybody's got scripts, right? Scripts that come up with different offers, and we're reaching out to pretty much the same friggin' niche, which is like the e-commerce niche, info product niche, like real estate. The niches are becoming so cliche these days that I could probably name your first 5 niches that you thought of when you started SMMA. That was real estate, friggin' gym businesses, restaurants, dental businesses, spas, solar companies, e-commerce brands, info products. They're probably the same. I bet you any money you've probably thought when you was actually starting to make about one of those niches. So what I'm trying to say now is, guys, is that everybody's coming up with scripts and offers, and we're all starting to sound a little bit similar now. I mean, it's like almost, imagine being in New York City, right? And you've got yellow taxis, and then you ask a yellow taxi driver how your yellow taxi is different to everybody else's yellow taxi. It's starting to get a little bit difficult to do that. I don't think it's becoming oversaturated or anything like that, or if it's dying. I don't genuinely think it's dying. It's just that it's becoming more and more of a numbers game. Let me give you some actual context. It's literally when I first got started with kind of like the cold email stuff again, when I restarted cold emails back in, like, I believe it was actually back in like 2020 or something, guys, like late 2020, and I was just kind of like just slowly building up my emails again. It literally took me 1,600 emails to land my first ever e-commerce client. Now the numbers are a little bit better than that, because obviously we're getting a little bit better and better as we go along. It's just that when you first get started, the numbers are actually atrocious, even if you've got a media buyer with really good results. And that's another point I want to make real quick, guys. I've noticed that even when you have a media buyer with really good results, I'm talking results that are absolutely just out of this world, because they're so good, people are just becoming so skeptical these days. Like, even if you took a brand from like 0 to 1 million in a month, that sounds absolutely insane, right? But on the paper of that, most people will actually turn their nose up at that, because it just sounds so unobtainable and so crazy that most people just think it's a scam, or just like you're not talking, that's absolutely BS. So you gotta be careful with that as well. So what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that like there's a fine line between numbers game and obviously quality. Obviously you need to put quality into your outreach, but yes, it actually is becoming a bit of a numbers game. And I actually can prove this to you guys mathematically, logically, and just overall, just in general sense to you guys. If you guys understand maths and just understand how the world works, just understand anything in general, you'll see that it is a numbers game. Now, the numbers get easier over time. I genuinely believe the numbers do get easier over time, but that's just because you get better at things over time. Like driving a car becomes easier over time. When you first get started, it's going to be harder. Riding a bike, when you first get started, it's going to be hard, guys. Now, let me start breaking this down. SMMA, is it a numbers game? I would say 90% of the time, it's a numbers game, plus you obviously have to have good script and good personalization. If you can do those things together and combine them, that's when you've cracked SMMA, which is why I keep talking about the hybrid system. The only problem though with these numbers is that they take a long time to hit, which I'll talk about in a second. There's actually a solution for that I've actually created for you guys. So is SMMA a numbers game? I just want to run you through some numbers real quick. So I think it is, yes, 90% of the time, but like I said, numbers do get easier over time. And yes, I still do believe in 110%, I am not saying this, you need to have a good offer, good script, good guarantee. But here's the problem I'm seeing with that. Everybody's starting to say that, and everybody's actually starting to become better and better at writing scripts. People are starting to become good at actually creating offers, and everybody now has got a freaking guarantee. Pretty much to even compete, just to get your foot in the door, you need a guarantee now. So every Tom, Dick, and Harry's got a guarantee these days, guys. Everybody and their uncle's got a guarantee. So what I'm trying to say now is that it's becoming to a point where it's like everybody's kind of coming up with similar offers, or if it's not the same offer, it's extremely similar to what the next dude's saying. And we're reaching out to the same freaking niche industry, whatever you want to call it, same businesses, and it's becoming difficult. So what I'm starting to see is that it is becoming more and more of a numbers game. That's just the way things go. It's like supply and demand, if you will. So is SMMA a numbers game? I would say yes, 90% of the time it is. Now let me run you through some hypothetical numbers. And these guys are hypothetical numbers. In fact, if you had these numbers, you would be classed as killing it. I'm talking like absolutely, like literally just absolutely killing it. So these numbers are probably far from accurate. So don't get too excited when I'm reading out these numbers, but I'm just using these for demonstrational purposes. Okay guys, again, I've just got these numbers on here. So let's say, right, you're reaching out to e-commerce brands and you're trying to sell Facebook ad services to brands. You've got a media buy, you've got a good script, and you've got good personalization in your emails. Those are the assumptions I'm making. Obviously, you need a good script, you need good personalization, you need a good service delivery. Those are assumptions I'm making just for just for brevity's sake. So you're going to need, right, in this hypothetical scenario, let's say you send 1,000 emails, and out of those 1,000 emails you send, right, you get an 8% reply rate. That means that out of the 1,000 emails you send, you are going to get 80 responses. 80. That's 80 people out of 1,000 people that have actually responded to your email. And by the way, this is just individual businesses. What I'm saying. I'm not including follow-ups just yet, guys, or anything like that. I'm just going to keep this super simple, easy to work with numbers, so you guys can understand the point I'm trying to make. Let's say you send 1,000 emails to 1,000 different e-commerce brands. Okay. Out of those 1,000 emails that you send, you get 80 responses. That's an 8% reply rate, which is actually good, by the way. 8% reply rate is actually good. Now, out of those 80 people, half of them, so 50% of them, are actually positive replies. And again, guys, it's something that a lot of gurus won't talk about, that like, when you do get responses from businesses, that doesn't necessarily mean they're all going to be positive. And even if they are all positive, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be called, actually get on a call with you. There could be a positive response saying, I really love your outreach message, but unfortunately it's not for us today. That's not a negative response. That's actually quite a positive response. They're saying that you actually like your script, like your approach. It's just that now's not the right time. I wouldn't class that as a negative response. A negative response is like, hey, F off, we're not interested, go away. That would be a negative response. And again, when you're in SMMA, you have to develop thick skin, because you're going to get a lot of no's, and that's just the aim of the game. If you're not cut out for that, leave SMMA now. I don't recommend leaving SMMA now, because it actually does get better over time. But long story short, let's say you send 1,000 emails, you get 80 responses. Out of those 80 responses, 40 are positive. Now, out of those 40, let's say half again agreed to have a call with you. So that's 20 people now you've actually agreed to have a call with you, and they've gone to your calendar and they've booked in. The other 40 people, maybe 10 of them were meh responses. They were like, oh, your script's good, but now's not the right time. Another 10 may have said, yeah, let's get on a call, but then when you went to send your calendar link, they didn't even bother booking in. I would follow up with those, by the way, just quick pro tip. But long story short, let's say 20%, 20 of the, not 20%, it's actually 50%. So 40 people positively replied. Out of those 40 people, half of them agreed to get on a call with you. Out of the 20, 10 showed up. So you've got 1,000 emails sent, 80 people responded. Out of those 80, 40 of them were negative, 40 were positive. So out of the 40 people that replied positively, half of them, so that's 20%, actually agreed to get on a call with you. And they actually book in a call with you on your calendar, which, by the way, is extremely good numbers. So don't take these as like real numbers. But then out of those 20 people, only 10 of them show up, because again, this is another thing that a lot of gurus won't mention. But like, when you actually have someone on your calendar, that doesn't necessarily mean they're actually going to show up to the call, even though they've got it booked. Even if you keep reminding them, people will just ghost you. People will say, yes, let's get on a call, and then book it on your calendar, and they'll just ghost you. That is literally the aim of the game. This has been happening for years, guys. It's nothing new. So let's say 10 people actually show up. Out of those 10 people, you might have a 1 in 10 close rate, which I feel like is very, very easy to obtain if you're a beginner. Maybe 1 in 15 or something like that if you're really bad at sales, and 1 in 20 if you're really, really bad at sales. If you're that bad in sales, you definitely need to enroll into Age for Imitation, or go read some sales books, or whatever you need to do to get better at sales. You should have at least a 1 in 10 close rate when you're beginning. That basically means you need 10 calls, close 1 client at $2,000 per month, for example, or $1,000 per month. So if you want to get to 20K a month, or $2,000 per month, or 10K a month, you're going to need to do 5,000 emails if you want to get to 10K a month. That's revenue. I'd aim for 20K, because honestly, 10K is amazing. 20K is obviously much better. So you would need to do 10 clients at that particular price point. Again, your price point is $2,000 per month. So out of the 1,000 emails you send, you close 1 client. Again, these are hypothetical numbers. These are very good statistics here. If you're getting this, you're doing quite well. So yeah, I just want to put that out there, that expectation there, because it took me, by the way, 1,600 emails just to get 1 client. Well, that basically means, again, just real quick, if you're getting a client, every 1,000 emails for $2,000, if you want to get to $20,000, then you need to do 10x what you've just done. So what you need to do is take the 1,000 emails and 10x it. That means you need to do 10,000 outreach. So my question is, how is that not a numbers game? You see what I'm trying to say, guys? Like, that definitely is a numbers game. And the funny thing is, guys, is that, and I always break this down, that like, if you was to take two candidates, right, Tom and Harry, so let's take Tom. We got a guy called Tom, and we've got a guy called Harry. They're identical twins. They've got the same second name, same parents. They're from the same place, same sales experience, same script, same level of personalization, same offer, same niche, same price point, same friggin' very similar domain name, same approach, you know, same platform that they're using, which is cold emails. Let's say that Tom is doing, I don't know, 20 outreach a day, and Harry's doing 200 outreach a day. Who do you realistically think? And again, the level of personalization, the same script, same level of personalization, same offer, same price point, same call to action, same everything. Who do you think is going to win going from 0 to 10K per month? Obviously, it's the dude called Harry, because he's doing 10x the amount of outreach that Tom is doing. Tom's doing 20 outreach a day, whereas Harry is doing 200 outreach a day. And they're the same level of personalization, like I keep saying, guys. So don't be there, sat there, well, it depends on what the script is. No, they've got the same script. Well, it depends on what sort of personalization. No, it's the same level of personalization. So as you can see, guys, it definitely is a numbers game. There is definitely a big element to it, should I say. That's a better way to phrase it. There is definitely a big element to SMMA that is part of a numbers game. So I just wanted to put this out there for you guys. That yes, there is a bit of a numbers game these days. And one of the ways you can speed this up, by the way, guys, is you can actually duplicate yourself. I keep mentioning this over and over and over again, but I feel like this is literally now the cheat code and the cornerstone to what's going to get you successful. Obviously, assuming that you've got a good service delivery and you can actually retain clients. Well, what you need to do now is attract more clients. To attract more clients, you need to widen the top half of your funnel, aka you need to put more out. You need to put more leads into your outreach system. So if you're only doing 1,000 emails a month, for example, do 5,000 emails. You just 5x it. Do 10,000 emails. You just 10x it. But how do you do that? Well, how do you go from sending, I don't know, 100 outreach a day to 500 outreach a day? What you need to do is you need to build a team. You need to build a team. You need multiple people. Instead of you doing 100 outreach yourself a day or something like that, or whatever the number is, obviously hypothetically speaking, you need to hire a team of maybe 5 people to do 100 outreach each. Now you're doing 500 outreach each. And this is the sort of stuff I keep mentioning in age fermentation, in my YouTube videos, and this is what I've literally been teaching. But here's the problem. A lot of gurus are now starting to pick up on this, and they call it building an outreach team, which is cool. It's just that they forgot the first part. Like, okay, how does the average person afford to hire 5 different people? They've missed that first bit. Where'd you get the money from to hire those 5 people that are going to be doing 100 outreach for you per day? That's where the hybrid system comes in. Use something that's a warmer traffic source, something like Upwork.com. I keep mentioning this. I'm not affiliated with it, by the way. I can just vouch for it. So use something like Upwork.com. Leverage that until you're at, like, I don't know, 2-3K per month. Once you've got 2-3K per month coming in from Upwork clients, even though they're smaller ticket clients, you've got cash flow coming in. You can now take that cash flow, and it's almost like your Upwork clients, the clients that you got from Upwork, the small ticket clients, are now paying you to have a system that then generates higher ticket clients on autopilot. That is literally the hybrid system, guys. That is literally what I've been talking about. So, hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. That is the hybrid system. That is exactly what I teach inside the one-to-one program. Yes, spots are available for one-to-one if you want help, like one-to-one implementing this system, coming up with the scripts, training the team, hiring people, you know, actually hiring your outreach team, if you will, vetting them, as well as, you know, the entire training, like I said. That is literally what we teach in the one-to-one program, as well as the Upwork stuff, the scripts, templates, contracts, everything's in there, as well as agent fermentation as well. So the one-to-one program is for more, I guess, people that directly need me one-on-one. It is much more expensive than the actual agent fermentation program. So if you're looking for a more affordable kind of like resource, I would go for agent fermentation first and then the one-to-one program after. If you want that, and if you need that, that's what I would do if I was you. But if you wanted to start off with age fermentation, the link is below. I'll make it abundantly clear which one is which, the one-to-one program or age fermentation. Again, enough plugging. I just know that most people aren't teaching this though. Most people are not teaching this, and if they are teaching this, it's like, okay, well, no shit, you can hire a hybrid outreach team to do more outreach for you. It's not, you know, it's simple stuff. But like, how do I go about doing that, Montel? I've got no money. Well, go use Upwork, stack up to a couple K. I know I say stack up to a couple K, but I've literally had students do this in like, I've literally had students go from $0 to like $2,600 in their first 3 days of actually leveraging the Upwork platform. I am not even joking. So this is what I'm trying to talk about, guys, and what I'm trying to teach people, and why I keep raving and ranting about it is because it's changed my life, and it will change yours if you actually just listen to me. Honestly, guys. Anyway, guys, I hope you're doing well. If you want to enroll into any one of those programs, a one-to-one or a traumatization, the link is below. That being said, I'm going to love you guys and leave you. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.